Hello guys, hi. I welcome you all to Smart Kida mock test for 9th June. Let's begin without wasting a single second. The 2021 World Oceans Day was observed on which date? So World Oceans Day, it was observed on which day? Oceans are a very important part of our ecosystem, and to protect them, to preserve them, it's important that we celebrate a significant day and we dedicate a specific day for them, because more than 60 to 70% area of our earth is covered by oceans. So on what day it was celebrated? Answer is that it was celebrated on June 8th, yesterday. So, on the occasion of World Oceans Day, United Nations has called for sustainable efforts and stopping plastic pollution in order to save the oceans. The next time you eat something from a plastic which you could have avoided, kindly think about the fishes which die, or the marine ecodiversity which dies due to excessive plastic use. I can say this with our head held high that Himachal Pradesh banned plastic almost 10 to 15 years ago, and we have taken over plastic. From plastic bags we took over paper bags, and whenever we have to take a very heavy stuff, we take our cloth bags with us, or the shopkeeper has the cloth bags. So kindly stop using plastic. And Tuesday was the World Ocean Day. From eating local sustainability source fish to stopping plastic pollution, we have all a role to play in save our ocean, the UN said. Who among the following has recently released the Model Panchayat Citizen Charter? So kindly tell the answer that who has released the Model Panchayat Citizen Charter. The answer is that it was released by our Honorable Ministry of Rural Development, Agriculture and Farmer Welfare and Panchayati Raj Minister, Mr. Narendra Singh Tomar. Mr. Narendra Singh Tomar comes from the state of Madhya Pradesh. He is elected from that state. And this Model Panchayat Citizen Charter framework for delivery of the services across the 29 sectors basically aligns the actions with localized sustainable development goals as prepared by the Ministry of Panchayati Raj in collaboration with NIR DPR. Right? So very important, because see, we can have our SDGs which are made by the UN for 2030. There are 17 SDGs. But for the local level, there is always a scope for localizing it or indigenizing it. So for example, let us say that a panchayat is facing difficulty in water, and it has everything else, it does not have groundwater or does not have drinking water. Then it is the duty of that area magistrate as well as that area's local representative to work on that source of problem, not to go on other problems. For example, it has school, it has a college, but it doesn't have drinking water problem. So this is a very important thing that they have done. Localized sustainable development goals, very important question can come from it. India and which country have launched a new work stream to promote industrial energy efficiency under the Clean Energy Ministerial's IDDI, coordinated by the UNIDO at the 12th Chief Energy Ministerial meeting? Kindly give the correct answer. The answer is that India and our former colonial master, that is United Kingdom. So India and UK have promoting industrial energy efficiency under the Clean Energy Ministerial CEM Industrial Decarbonization Initiative. This was told by the Ministry of Power to the media, right? So Chile is organizing the 12th Clean Energy Ministerial in a virtual mode from May 31 to June 6, the ministry said. And India and United Kingdom have launched a new work stream to promote industrial energy efficiency under the CEM's IDDI, coordinated by United Nations Industrial Development Organization. So full forms are given. Kindly note, Chile is organizing it, whereas India has partnered with UK. Which of the following states has launched Knowledge Economy Mission? Kindly give the correct answer. The answer is that the Knowledge Economy Mission was launched by our southernmost state, God's own country, that is Kerala. So the state government have launched the Knowledge Economy Mission to bring the ongoing efforts to provide employment to workers who are knowledge workers under a single program, because there is a problem of educated unemployment also. So this is a very important scheme that is launched by the Kerala government. Announcing the initiative in the state budget on Friday, Finance Minister K.N. Balagopal said that the project was being spearheaded by Kerala Development and Innovation Strategic Council, short form is KDISC, that had been tasked with submitting a comprehensive project report before July 15th. The World Bank has approved how many $1 million loan program to help boost India's micro, small and medium enterprises sector? The answer for the same is that World Bank has released a whopping $500 million USD. So World Bank has approved a 500 million USD program to help boost India's MSME sector. This program will target improvement in the performance of 5,50,000 MSME. Out of some 58 million MSME in the country, more than 40% lack access to formal sources of finance. Basically, our problem in India is that we don't go to the formal channels, right? And I won't blame local Indians also, because going to the formal channels requires a lot of procedures. For example, let us take, you have to take a loan. So you have to give collateral, you have to give ITR. Now you tell me a local shopkeeper, let us say he wants to open a pav bhaji shop and he wants 80,000 for that ready or that stall and other materials and everything, like he wants 80,000, which is not a very big amount, one salary of an SBI PO. But for these 80,000, he will have to give a collateral, he will have to give ITR records, which is not possible for most of the people in India. They are not that educated. So they go to the non-formal sources, that is the local lender. And sometimes they are lucky, but most of the times they get trapped in a debt trap. Which company has named Supriti Priya as its grievance officer for India? This is after the recent spat between India and the social media giants, that you should allow smooth functioning of the social media companies. Basically, the problem has arisen because of these factors. See, social media, Facebook, Twitter, they actually allow users to generate their own content, right? But once you you block somebody, then you delete somebody's account, like I'm asking from the Facebook and Twitter, then you are playing the role of a publisher. Because who stops, like let us say you go to a publisher, HarperCollins, and you give him a book and he says, no, I don't like it. So he stops it. Now Facebook and Twitter came with the promise that they will be free intermediaries of the knowledge system. So anybody can generate any kind of a knowledge except knowledge which is not permitted. So for example, pornographic knowledge or pornographic imagery is not permitted because of public interest and health. But apart from it, they should not have any rights in blocking the people. They should not say that, okay, we are private companies and at the same time we are like social media companies and we are allowing free speech and everything. Because either you are a publisher or either you are a social media free company. You cannot be both. So the Supriya Priya has been appointed as a grievance officer of Facebook. So Facebook appoints Supriti Priya as the grievance officer in India. Right, you can see it here. The move comes at a time when the new information technology rules 2021 is coming into force. Name the person who has assumed the role of new president of Association of National Exchange Members of India, ANMI. The answer for the same is that the person who has assumed the charge is KM Maheshwari. KM Maheshwari. So Association of National Exchange Members of India appointed KK Maheshwari as the new president. He takes over the office from this Mr. So I will not repeat the name, as I want you to remember the new name only, right? Around 900 stockbrokers across the countries who are the members of NSE, BSE and MCX and other exchanges have national members are members of ANMI. So an important post. Who among the following has been appointed as the Vice President and Country Director of Thales India? The answer is very simply, you have to just cram it, Ashish Saraf. So Ashish Saraf is now appointed as the Vice President and Country Director of Thales India. So you can see it here, Vice President. So this is the French multinational defense and aerospace firm Thales. And you must remember that France is a very, very strong partner of India. It did not veto India even after the Pokhran trials. It did not, Pokhran 2, that was in Atal Bihari Vajpayee's regime. It has always supported India in its claim for the UN seat. Then again thing is that it is collaborating with India's ISRO. Again thing is that it is collaborating with Indian Air Force by providing Rafale and other equipments. So it's a very important thing that Ashish Saraf has been appointed as the Vice President and Country Director of Thales. He will lead the company's India's business and will be responsible for strategic growth in the country across all of its market, furthering strengthening local teams, collaboration and innovation. Who among the following has taken charge as the MD and CEO of Agri Commodity Board's National Commodity Derivative Exchange, NCDEX? The answer is Arun Raste has taken charge as MD and CEO of Agri Commodity, NCDEX. So Arun Raste has taken charge as the MD and CEO of Agri Commodity Board's National Commodity and Derivative Exchange. Prior to his joining NCDEX, Raste was associated with the National Dairy Development Board as an executive director, right? So you can see it here. Who among the following has recently been elected as the president of the 76th session of the UN General Assembly? The answer is that UN General Assembly's 76th session's president is our neighbor Maldives Foreign Minister Mr. Abdullah Shahid. So you can remember it like who is the minister, okay, Foreign Minister of Maldives, and his name is Abdullah Shahid. So you can remember it like that. So Maldives Foreign Minister Abdullah Shahid was on Monday elected as the new president of the UN General Assembly. He won a 3/4 majority against contender Afghanistan's former Foreign Minister Zalmai Rasool. So Zalmai Rasool has lost and Mr. Abdullah Shahid has won. Who among the following has recently assumed charge as the Director General Naval Operations? The answer for the same is that the DG Naval Operations now is Mr. Rajesh Pendarkar. So Vice Admiral Rajesh Pendarkar, Ati Vishish Seva Medal, has assumed charge as the Director General of Naval Operations. He is an alumnus of NDA. I think most of us know the exam, Khadakwasla Pune, and was commissioned into the Indian Navy in January 1987. Right? He is also a graduate of the Defence Services Staff College, Wellington, Naval War College, Karanja, and Naval Command College, Newport, Rhode Island, USA. He is a specialist in anti-submarine warfare and he has served a frontline warship of the Navy as SW officer and later as the executive officer and principal warfare officer of the guided destroyer INS Mysore. So you see that he is an anti-submarine warfare. What is China building? It is focusing mainly on submarines. So it's a very, very important appointment. Name the person who has been appointed as the new chairman of oil regulator PNGRB. The answer is former Power Secretary Mr. Sanjeev Sahai has been appointed as the new chairman of oil regulator. He made a last minute entry. Most probably he had a jack or somebody knew him from the Niti Aayog and he was appointed. He's a 1986 batch IAS officer who retired as secretary in the Ministry of Power on January 31 this year. Right? He was appointed. Hitendra Dave was appointed as CEO of which company? The answer is that Hitendra Dave was appointed as the CEO of HSBC India. So Hitendra Dave was appointed as the CEO of HSBC India, right? He succeeds Mr. Surinder Rosha, who will be moving to Hong Kong as the co-chief executive of HSBC Asia Pacific. It's an international bank. Water Burial from which state has won the Best Film Award on Environment Conservation at 67th National Film Awards? I'll give you a hint. It's a hilly state. So 67th National Film Awards. Who has won this Best Film Award on Environment Conservation? The answer is Arunachal Pradesh film. So this Arunachal Pradesh film has won the award. Inspired by the popular Assamese novel Saba Kota Manu. So always remember this movie is inspired by this. It's written by Yeshe Dorji Thongchi. Water Burial is a Monpa dialect and has an intriguing storyline around a dark ritual of a local tribe in Arunachal Pradesh. Right? Very important. State-run IUC, that is Indian Oil Corporation Limited, has inked pacts with which state for implementing projects totaling around 24,000 crore in the western state? The answer is Indian Oil has inked pact with Gujarat government for implementing 24,000 crore projects. They have signed 6 memorandum of understanding, right? They are going to invest a sum of 24,000 crore in expanding refining capacity at its Koyali refinery in Vadodara and adding plants to produce polypropylene and lube oil based stock. The ventures are likely to create an indirect employment opportunities for 25,000 persons. Which of the following states CM has recently launched tree plantation promotion scheme in the state? The answer is Chhattisgarh Chief Minister Mr. Bhupesh Baghel. So the Indian state is promoting farmers to grow trees in farms instead of regular food grains and offering incentive. Chief Minister Bhupesh Baghel launched the Chief Minister Tree Plantation Promotion Scheme in the state in a virtual program organized at his residence here today. So it's very important, right? Because trees, like let us say that in 10 years, trees give, I have heard a report, in 5 acres, they give around 50 lakhs as a revenue. That's a lot. Which of the following states has announced Pran Vayu Devta pension scheme to benefit trees? The answer is Haryana. So Haryana has launched the Pran Vayu Devta scheme to benefit trees, right? Haryana witnessed a crisis of medical oxygen. To avoid such a deficit in future, the Haryana government has come out with its says that unique and first of its kind initiative, right? So that's here. World Brain Tumor Day 2021 was observed on which date? The answer is that World Brain Tumor Day was observed on June 8th. World Brain Tumor Day is celebrated on June 8th every year. This day aims to raise awareness and educate people about the brain tumor. Most people don't know it, right? And Brain Tumor Day is observed to pay tribute to the brain tumor patients, their families, caregivers, scientists, and health professionals. It can be a life-threatening disease, but completely treatable. Some of the common treatments of brain tumor include surgery, chemotherapy, radiotherapy, anti-seizure medication, and steroid treatment. Now, there's a thing like I remember an old but a sad story that my father was working somewhere, and the family was very rich. They had a 2.5-year-old like baby. Now that baby used to fall ill again and again. So they showed a lot of doctors. They showed for fever, they showed for pneumonia, they showed for a lot of diseases, but nobody cared to show for brain. Like who will think na that this is happening due to brain tumor? So they were showing it again and again and again. And down finally, like after the medical option were done, they it was a sick family, but then they went to a pandit ji, right? And they asked like, what is the problem? Because we think that has anybody done any extra thing? So for example, anybody has done any magic or black magic or something. So kindly do a havan and let us be done with it. So that Panditji was shown the kundli and of that the Janam Patri, sorry, not the kundli, but the Janam Patri of that child, and he said that might be like according to the grahas. Pandit was quite an adept one, so he said that might be due to the grahas. He might be having a blockage in the brain, like his brain is showing heavy. So kindly like go for like one last time, go for the brain check, and after that if it is not done, then we will go for the remedial procedures as according to the Vedas. They went for the brain check, and then suddenly it was found that the child had a tumor. Because it was very late, he died. The child died. So it's very important that these kind of things are not taken lightly. If any one of your family members has any problems, kindly go for a complete checkup. Don't save 2,000 or 3,000 rupees. Who among the following is the author of the book titled as Kill It, Kill It? The answer is that Kill It, Kill It has been written by Mr. Ronnie Screwvala. Ronnie Screwvala will share stories, failures, and personal learnings from his career in a new book aiming to pull back the curtains on the professional world to give an insider views of the invisible skills and sought and rewarded by global businesses, top recruiters, and legal CEOs. This will be published by Penguin Random House and is slated for release in July. He is the owner of many films he has produced, but he is right now what ads you see is in the education sector, Upgrad. Which company has recently become ICC's official partner till 2023? The answer is that BharatPe becomes the official partner of ICC till 2023. As per the agreement, BharatPe will promote the association across broadcast and digital platforms as well as execute in-venue brand activations at all ICC events till 2023. Thank you for watching, dear friends. I hope you liked the GK. If you have any problems, you can comment. I do see all the comments. So thank you very much for your patience. This is Rohit Sharma wishing you a goodbye. I'll launch mock drills tomorrow. Today I've launched one mock drill and I've launched like one legal reasoning video. Tomorrow I'll launch most probably a very big mock drill, approximately of 3 hours.